Hello everyone, welcome back to Basic Flight Training Qualifications, Mission 6, Advanced Handling. This is definitely the hardest mission I've had, which is why it's taking me a little bit longer to put this one up on YouTube. But today's mission we're going to be working on stall recoveries, defensive maneuvers, and emergency landings. So let's get going.
Welcome, Cadet. Get your bird in the air so we can start this PO.
Go ahead and close my cockpit. Turn on left and right AC generator. Turn on my battery. Turn on my inverter. Do a signal check, fire detect check. Go ahead and do fuel check. Turn on my oxygen. Check my oxygen indicator. Boost pumps on. And APU on. While that APU is spinning up, I'm going to turn on my radios. Set to Batumi. And my lights to the way that I like them. And it looks like APU is up and running. APU generator on. Biggie on. CDU on. Request takeoff. Alright, request startup.
Batumi, Hog 1-1, request startup. 1-1, Batumi, cleared for startup. Wind 285 at 6 meters.
Left engine on. Let's turn on our SAS system with takeoff trim. Turn on our countermeasure system to standby. And let's go ahead and turn on KICU JTARS IFSIC, left and right MFCDs, uncaged standby attitude indicator, start up our bit test, and reset the accelerometer. Go ahead and turn on our flight plan. Okay, left engine's up and running. Let's turn on our right engine.
Pull up, pull up.
Go ahead and start our DTS upload.
Altitude, altitude.
Alright, bit test is done. And we'll go ahead and turn IFSIC all the way on and switch it to night HUD, as the orange is a little easier to view in this haze. DTS upload is done. We'll turn right MFCD to CDU. We'll check the Dismas page, and of course we don't have any weapons. And then the TAD, we will wait for the nav data to spin up here. There it is. Okay. I am going to remove the range rings, as I do not care for them. And those are gone. And while we're waiting for lineup, let's do a SAS check left. SAS check right. And back to takeoff trim. We'll also do another signal lights test.
Don't skip any checklist items, Cadet. The bird has to be fully mission operational to pass this performance check.
Fuel check. And now we stand by and wait. For alignment, I don't think I've ever explained this before, but alignment starts out at T equals 0 and will count up to 4.0, 0.8. And that's when we know our alignment system, navigation system, is aligned and ready to go. Alright, we're almost aligned. You can see it's 3.9, 0.8, and there we go. You can see INS nav ready starts flashing. We know that it's done. We hit the nav button. We hit IGI. We'll go ahead and turn on EAC radar altimeter. We'll turn off APU gen. We'll turn off APU, and we'll turn on nose wheel steering, and we will then call for a taxi.
A10c Hog 1-1. Request taxi to runway.
Turn on taxi light.
1-1. A10c, clear to taxi to runway 31.
Flaps to 7 degrees, speed brakes shut, canopies shut, ejection seat armed, lights to steady, and anti-collision flashing. Let's taxi.
Rolling.
Stop short of the runway here. Go ahead and request a takeoff and turn on our takeoff
A10c
light.
Hog 1-1. Request takeoff. 1-1. A10c, you are cleared for takeoff when ready. Climb 300 at QFE 29.89.
Alright. Line up check. Flap 7 degrees. Lights are on. APU off. Anti-skid on. Ejection seat armed. Eto heat on. Okay. Brakes on. Engine's ramped up to 90%. Everything looks good. Brakes off. Full throttle on. Nose wheel steering off.
Is nobody flying?
Hey, sorry, I'm just recording a mission.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay, cadet. Your performance check starts now.
Gear up.
Rolling.
Lap
Fly
set.
heading 300 Angel 6 at 200 knots.
And we will get up to 6,000 feet rather.
Wheels up. Rejoin.
Passing 4,000 feet.
The hard deck limit is in effect. Do not go below Angels 5 unless the restriction is terminated. Approaching Angel 6. Level out and maintain 200 knots. Well done. To 040, maintain Angel 6 at 200 knots. Good. Maintain 040 Angel 6 at 200 knots.
Alright, let's slow this bird down to 200 knots.
Maintain 200 knots. We will need some altitude for the next series of maneuvers. Climb to Angels 10.
Climb into Angels 10.
Level out at Angels 10. Maintain 040 and increase speed to 220 knots.
Okay, passing Angels 9. Passing Angels 10 shortly here. Oh, there, plane. In my airspace and shit.
Fly heading 040 Angels 10 at 220 knots. Maintain 040 Angels 10 at 220 knots. You are now entering the military operations area. During the next set of maneuvers, attitude, altitude, and direction of flight will change rapidly. You must exercise extreme caution by ensuring the immediate area is clear of other aircraft and that no danger of mid-air collision exists. A clearing turn allows you to clear the area in which you are operating. You will make two 90-degree clearing turns, one to the left and one to the right. Make a 90-degree left turn and scan the area above and behind your aircraft.
Alright, left turn.
Good. Watch for any aircraft in the vicinity and be prepared to abort your maneuvers if necessary. Now make a 90-degree right turn and scan the area above and behind your aircraft. Good. Watch for any aircraft in the vicinity and be prepared to abort your maneuvers if necessary. We will now induce a stall and recovery. Pitch the nose up to 45 degrees until you hear the stall horn and the airspeed drops below 60 knots. Recover the aircraft to level flight before Angels 9. Begin when ready.
Alright, first stall recovery. Here we go.
Good. Maintain this pitch angle until the airspeed drops below 60 knots.
Okay, we're losing pitch. Stall warning.
Good. Now
Okay.
recover to level
Cut
flight
throttle.
before Angels 9.
Throttle increased.
Good, you recovered above the expected altitude. Fly heading 040, Angels 10 at 220 knots. Fly heading 040, Angels 10 at 220 knots. We will now induce a spin and recovery. Pitch the nose up to 45 degrees until you hear the stall horn and the airspeed drops below 60 knots. Apply right full rudder and pull back on the control stick. Recover the aircraft to level flight before Angels 9. Begin when ready.
Alright, here we go. Second stall recovery.
Good. Maintain this pitch angle until the airspeed drops below 60 knots. Good.
Alright, stall
now
warning.
apply right full rudder and pull back hard on the control stick. Recover before Angels 9.
Okay. Increasing throttle. Off the rudder. Using the speed garnered from a dive. That one was an iffy.
Good, you recovered above the expected altitude.
Alright. Let's get back to 040 and 10,000
Fly
feet.
heading 040, Angels 10 at 220 knots. Fly heading 040, Angels 10 at 220 knots. Our next maneuver will be a defensive spiral dive, but we need altitude, so climb to Angels 15. Maintain 040, Angels 15, and increase speed to 220 knots.
Okay, Angels 15.
Good. Maintain 040, Angels 15, and 220 knots. The defensive spiral can get you out of a jam when your energy is depleted and you are under attack from another aircraft. The maneuver consists of dropping the nose low during a turn and going into a spiral dive using gravity to supply the energy needed to continue evasive action. The defensive spiral becomes a rolling scissors performed straight down. Your goal is to stay out of phase with the attacker until the ground is dangerously close. The advantage usually goes to the aircraft that can decelerate quicker. You can cut power and extend the speed brakes in an effort to force an overshoot. If this is unsuccessful, you will pull out of the dive at the last possible second, hoping to cause the attacker to crash into the ground. Lower the nose and begin a spiral dive to the left. Recover before Angel 6.
Here we go. I'm going to shoot for 20 degrees down and 30 degrees bank to the left. And once I'm here, I'm going to pull
Keep
that
pulling
stick.
that stick into your gut, cadet.
Alright, recovery at 6,000 feet.
You failed to make a successful spiral dive.
You know, I have failed that maneuver every single time I've flown this mission. I just cannot seem to figure it out. Same with the
Fly heading
Lazy 8.
210, Angels 8 at 280 knots. Well done. Maintain 210, Angels 8 at 280 knots.
Oh, 280 knots, okay.
Our next maneuver will be a Lazy 8. During this maneuver, you will climb, turn, and dive through an ever-changing range of speeds. This requires constant adjustment to the stick and attention to where you are in the maneuver. Fly straight and level, then dive to pick up speed and enter the maneuver. Pull back slightly on the stick and start a roll to the left. This will put you into a climbing left turn. Gradually increase the banking angle until you're in a 90-degree turn. At this point, push forward on the stick to bring the nose down to start a dive and roll out of the turn into level flight. When you return to the altitude at which you started, begin a climbing turn to the right, identical to your earlier turn to the left. When you reach a 90-degree bank, start your dive and level out the wings. You should end this maneuver at the same altitude and on the same heading as when you started your first turn. Dive to pick up speed and enter the maneuver. Begin when ready.
Alright, here we go. Diving. And then bringing it up and to the left. About 10 degrees pitch. We're going to roll it over at
Good.
120 degrees. We'll get back to 8,000. And now we'll bring it back up and to the right at 10 degrees. We will bring it back down and we will roll it over.
You failed to make a successful lazy 8.
Well, of course I did.
Fly heading 210, Angels 10 at 220 knots.
I really struggle with that lazy 8 and that
Our last maneuver will be to practice a
dive.
forced landing. This is when an aircraft is forced to make a landing due to technical problems, medical problems, or weather conditions. Landing as soon as possible is a priority, no matter where. A forced landing may be necessary even if the aircraft is still flyable. This can arise to facilitate emergency medical assistance or get the aircraft on the ground before a major system failure occurs, which would force a crash landing or ditch situation. To simulate an emergency, we will shut down both engines and you will be required to glide the aircraft into a suitable landing area. Shut down both engines now.
Alright, shutting down both engines.
Good, both engines are off. Now steer towards the emergency divert airfield identified in the briefing and attempt to land on the runway. I have cleared your landing attempt with the local authorities. The hard deck restriction is terminated. If you can't manage a safe landing, you are authorized to eject. Good luck.
That is our emergency runway right there. I'm going to try to land on the south to north runway. Looks like it's about 350 or 345. Alright, let's lose some altitude. Speed at about 280. Alright, let's turn into the runway. Let's deploy some speed brakes. We are too fast. And now we are a little high. Gear down. Flaps down. What are we at? About 200 knots. We are probably going to overshoot this runway.
2, rejoin.
But we got her down.
You damaged the aircraft, cadet.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. But we are down safely with only a...
We will end our flight here. You made it, cadet. You passed this PO. You received a qualified minus rating. Work on your maneuvers to improve your skills. It may save your life. Return to Batumi for the next qualification mission.
Well, alright. We made it. And we ran off the end of the runway. because I was overspeeding and probably should have come in at a different angle. But we're down safely. The plane's only damage is the landing gear needs to be repaired. I don't know what to tell you about the Lazy 8 and the emergency spiral dive. I just cannot seem to get those parameters straight. But I have spent 2 weeks trying to get this mission done, so I am going to call that a wrap, and we're going to move on in the series. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.